Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne. It's Friday, June the 21st. The year's 2019. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap up. And the computer's taking its own sweet time here for some strange reason. And how can we wrap? How can we wrap up the week without talking about money and risk management? I know every day this week you used money and risk management on each and every trade. In fact, there's one trader posting out on Facebook. I guess took her first live trade in a while. Congratulations. It looked like it was a winner for you. But remember, you can get the confidence because when you put your stop loss on, you know the amount that you're going to lose possibly is something that you're okay with. Whether I don't know if it's $1 a trade or $2 a trade or 5 or 10 or $100 a trade, but it's within your risk parameter. That's how much you're willing to lose, and if you lose, you're going to be able to go to sleep at night and not be too upset. Now, one thing about you have the risk is what you're willing to lose per trade, but also have a risk per session. I mean, that way, in case you're in a slump or for whatever reason things are just going against you, you don't want to blow your account in a day by over trading or just you keep trading even though you keep losing. So maybe you might have a some risk factors for the day or session. So maybe you say, hey, if I you know lose 3 times my trade risk, if I'm down that much, I should just quit. In other words, let's just say you have 3 losers in a row. You're out for the day, or you have a winner, you have a loser, another loser, a winner, and a couple more losers, and a winner, a couple more losers. And it's like, hey, you know what? I'm down, three three stops. So I'm out for the day. If so I hope you understand what I'm saying here is that you're willing a dollar amount or percent of your account you're willing to lose per trade, but also per trading session or per day. And then same thing, maybe per week, maybe per month. You just basically have a threshold or what you could call a loss limiter. Like, on some cars, they don't let you rev it past a certain amount because it'll blow the engine. It's a rev limiter. So basically, talking about having a loss limiter. Just think about that. For the week, we see it looks like the New Zealand dollar, US dollar just didn't want to fill the gap. But you can see here on the weekly, yesterday, this was a big red candle. And you can see how things change. 91 pip move off of the bottom for the week. And we look over here at the daily chart. You can see a huge outside bar green candle, blue. It opened below the previous day's midpoint and blew right through it. So the month, day, and week are green. Now, this is something that we've been looking at on and off this year. We have the opening days range for the month here, and the opening days range for the week here. You see, we crossed above the Monday's high right here. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the opening day. We didn't cross above Monday's high. This is the opening day for the month. And you see we did cross above it. Right now we're 21 pips above it. But with there, the 1621, that's 37 pips. If you nailed that high, if you took that trade for the week, you see we entered back in the range of the Monday candle. So that was something that I was thinking on a frequency distribution. How often does the week close, price close within that range? In fact, I think I even did I used a price travel analyzer, and maybe we'll look into that more next week if you're interested. Something that somebody was interested in was the buzzard reversal. Um, and this is something we did, wow, I think it was way back in like 2008 or '09, maybe, yeah, I think it was way back then. And basically ran some statistics, another frequency distribution. How many times does price, move consecutively? How many red candles in a row, how many greens, how often does it happen? And what the statistics showed was after three was the time to start looking for a reversal. So you can see here 1, 2, 3 on the open we had a reversal, but then we go to 4, 1, 2, 3, then here's a 4, here's 5. Then you see after that fifth candle, but this gapped up, so expect a down. Then here 3 downs, then all of a sudden you get an up. 3 downs, you get an up. That's the buzzard reversal. After 3 or more candles, you start to look for price to reverse. Now, as you can see here, it doesn't always result in a candle closing of the opposite color, but here, if you were looking for that reversal, there were some pips to be had here. And you can see here once again we're above the opening day of the month. And I am not sure why this computer is running so slow. It's an i3, and all I'm running is MT4 in the screen capture program, but sometimes stuff gets loaded in. Might have to do a thorough cleaning of the system. Who knows what garbage has been loaded in. Anyway, you can see here breaking out of that monthly opening day range right there. Now, inside bar. Yesterday I mentioned that the previous day was an inside bar, and you see we broke that again. We opened outside that inside bar and shot all the way through it. Now, some of you might think, well, if it crossed this line, why not go long there? Why do you wait for there? Well, I never said you had to wait. It's just usually with inside bar trades, you look to go long at that high and you look to go short at the low. But it's a horizontal line. If you see price crossing it, which way is price going? Well, it's going the way across the line. So there's no reason to not take that trade. It's just one of those that, unless you do some statistical analysis, you don't really know what the edge is. But, you had a lot working for you. If you did take that trade, you can see here it came down to this wick zone, not quite here. And then also price was in these wicks. So it's like, hey, you know what? It's leaving the wick zone. You might even have jumped in here right before it got to that inside bar low. So, that's kind of like I used to always say, trade what you see. If you can't see it, how can you trade it? But I mean, just looking at the wicks here, once again, it would have been a very simple and profitable trade. But of course, that's Harry hindsight. We've got 5 pairs over 100 pip range, one of them being the euro yen. And as you can see, 4 out of those 5 were euro based currencies. As you can see, we are now Larry live trade. There's a holo right here happening, about 2-3 pips below that highest open for the day. And you can see here 1, 2, 3. They look for that buzzer reversal. 1, 2, 3. Not so much. In each one of these, you're looking for that buzzard reversal. Now, one of the things to know is that it doesn't always work out, and that's why we have those stop losses, and that's why, especially, you see which way price is moving. It's coming off at a weekly lowest open. You're kind of bucking you'd be bucking that D1 candle, which a lot of times you are bucking the D1 candle when you're doing buzzard reversals. So, as soon as you have a chance, sometimes you move that stop up to break even +1. That way, if it goes against you, it's basically a scratch trade. And then you can, go for it again. Because see what'll happen is, say right here, if you didn't put that stop, move that stop, make it tight, you might have lost 1, 2, 3 times in a row. You quit, and then who knows? Maybe this is the one that might wind up paying off. We got that big green candle here. Price has a tendency to want to go to that open, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And I better pick up the pace. This video's, my time is running out. I got about 2 minutes left. Pivot point was above the buy zone, so we had a bias here to the upside. So you took that one, scratch trade, ignore this one because the pivot's here. It hadn't been hit. Finally, you got that trigger. Boom, took out the pivot, crossed the weekly open, didn't close above it. Second time, it did. Third time, it came in one again, it did, and prices moved up since then. And for some strange reason, this computer is really running slow. Okay, red rats, get ready to enter if you haven't already. And we took out that pivot. Let's see, did we leave any missed pivots? I'm going to pause. Okay, I'm back. For some reason, this, like I said, this computer's running really slow. Looks like we're trying to take out some pivots there. You see all the missed pivots are up above. Some are way far away. Price action, 3-ball, pro trade, green at the line. Rest is history. 3-ball, red at the line. Money to be made. And just remember, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may be different from mine. And if you need to seek help from a professional financial advisor. I'm going to have to pause this once again. Okay, fellow traders, I'm running out of time, so just remember, have a nice, safe weekend. And when you come back next week, remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. Drain the banks.